Imagine standing on a battlefield. The cold wind brushes against your face. The ground beneath your feet trembles as thousands of soldiers prepare for battle. In the distance, the sound of drums echoes through the air. Fear, uncertainty, and tension surround everyone. Some warriors are physically stronger. Some have better weapons. Some have larger armies. Yet history has shown that the strongest army does not always win. Why? Because victory is rarely decided by strength alone. Victory is decided by strategy. More than 2,500 years ago, a brilliant Chinese military strategist named Sun Tzu understood this truth better than anyone else. He observed human nature, studied conflict, and discovered principles that could determine success long before a battle even began. These principles were collected into a small book called The Art of War. Although originally written for military leaders, the wisdom contained in this book has survived thousands of years because it applies to every aspect of life. Today, your battlefield may not be covered with soldiers and swords. Your battlefield may be a classroom where you are fighting for your future. It may be an office where you are trying to build a successful career. It may be a business where you compete against countless rivals. Or it may simply be the daily struggle against fear, self-doubt, procrastination, and failure. Sun Tzu's message is timeless. The person who understands strategy gains an extraordinary advantage over those who rely only on effort. Many people spend their lives working harder and harder. Yet despite their efforts, they remain stuck. Others appear to move forward with confidence and purpose. The difference is not always intelligence. The difference is often strategy. Throughout this summary, we will explore the most powerful lessons from the art of war and discover how they can help us achieve success in modern life. This is not a book about violence. It is a book about wisdom. It is a book about preparation. It is a book about leadership. And most importantly, it is a book about mastering yourself. The greatest victory is the one that requires no battle. One of the most profound lessons in the art of war is that the highest form of victory is not achieved through fighting. The greatest victory is achieved when conflict becomes unnecessary. Most people think winning means defeating others. Sun Tzu thought differently. He believed true mastery lies in preventing problems before they occur. Think about your own life. Would it be better to cure a serious disease or prevent it entirely? Would it be better to escape financial problems or avoid them in the first place? Would it be better to recover from failure or make decisions that reduce the chances of failure? The answer is obvious. Prevention is often more valuable than recovery. Unfortunately, many people wait until problems become severe before taking action. They ignore warning signs. They postpone important decisions. They assume everything will work. Imagine two people standing at the same starting line. Both have dreams. Both want success. Both want a better future. But years later, one of them is living the life they once imagined, while the other is still wondering why nothing changed. What made the difference? Was it luck? Was it talent? Was it destiny? Sun Tzu would say no. The difference was preparation. The best businesses identify changes before competitors react. The best students prepare before examinations arrive, and the best individuals build strong habits before life tests them. Think about the moments in your own life when you felt unprepared. Maybe it was an exam. Maybe it was a job interview. Maybe it was an opportunity you desperately wanted. You knew the moment was important, yet deep inside there was fear, because you knew you had not prepared enough. Now think about a time when you were truly ready. A time when you had practiced, a time when you had worked hard behind the scenes. Difficult, but your mind was calm, because preparation creates confidence. Preparation removes fear. Preparation transforms uncertainty into belief. Most people only see success. They see the trophy. They see the promotion. They see the money. They see the applause. And sometimes they look at successful people and think they were lucky, they had better opportunities, life was easier for them. But what they don't see is the hidden story behind every achievement. They never see the lonely mornings when someone woke up before sunrise to work on their dream. They never see the late nights when everyone else was sleeping while that person kept learning, improving, and growing. They never see the sacrifices, the parties missed, the comfort ignored, the distractions resisted, the moments when a person chose discipline over comfort. And yet those invisible moments are where success is truly born, because greatness is not created when people are watching. Greatness is created when nobody is watching. Next and B, that is where victory is truly created. Not in front of the crowd, not under bright lights, not when people are cheering your name, but in private, in silence, when nobody is watching. Sun Tzu teaches us that battles are not won on the battlefield. They are won long before the battle begins. The battlefield simply reveals the preparation that took place behind the scenes. Think about an athlete standing before the most important competition of their life. In that moment, they are not relying on hope. They are relying on years of training, years of discipline, years of sacrifice. The same principle applies to every area of life. Every book you read, every skill you develop, every lesson you learn from failure. Every day you choose growth instead of excuses. You are building a stronger version of yourself. You are preparing for opportunities that have not yet arrived. And one day, when life presents you with a challenge that seems impossible, you will discover that you are far more prepared than you ever imagined. Because preparation has a remarkable power. It turns fear into confidence. It turns doubt into certainty. It turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. And when that opportunity finally arrives, you will not need luck. You will not need miracles. You will simply be ready, because victory always favors the prepared. And that is why Sun Tzu's first great lesson remains timeless. Do not wait for opportunities to arrive. Prepare yourself so thoroughly that when they arrive, success becomes inevitable. 2A. Know yourself before trying to conquer the world. One of the most powerful lessons in the art of war begins with a simple idea. Before you try to conquer the world, you must first understand yourself. Sun Tzu wrote, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." At first, these words may sound like military advice, but hidden within them is a truth that can transform an entire life. Most people spend years comparing themselves to others. They study successful people. They watch competitors. They admire those who seem stronger, smarter, or more talented. They constantly look outward, yet they rarely take the time to look inward. And that is where many battles are lost. Because how can you build a successful future if you do not truly understand the person who is trying to create it? How can you choose the right path if you do not know your own strengths? How can you overcome challenges if you are unaware of your weaknesses? Self-awareness is one of the greatest forms of power. It allows you to see yourself clearly, not as you wish to be, not as others see you, but as you truly are, and that clarity becomes the foundation for every meaningful victory in life. Sometimes the hardest battle is not against the world. Sometimes the hardest battle is understanding yourself. Next, knowing yourself means understanding more than your talents. It means understanding your fears, your habits, your weaknesses, your motivations, and even the excuses that quietly hold you back. Many people fail because they overestimate themselves. They believe they are ready when they are not. Others fail because they underestimate themselves. They possess incredible potential, but never have the courage to use it. Both mistakes create suffering. Both mistakes create unnecessary defeat. Sun Tzu teaches us to see reality clearly, not through pride, not through fear, but through honest self-reflection. A realistic understanding of yourself creates true confidence. And true confidence is very different from arrogance. Arrogance says, I can do anything. Confidence says, human beings are emotional creatures. We experience anger, fear, jealousy, pride, excitement, disappointment. These emotions are a natural part of life. They make us human. They allow us to love deeply, dream boldly, and feel the beauty of life's greatest moments. But emotions can also become dangerous, especially when they begin making decisions for us. Sun Tzu understood this better than most people. He knew that countless battles had been lost, not because armies were weak, but because leaders allowed their emotions to control them. Imagine a commander standing on a battlefield. His pride has been wounded. His anger is burning inside him. Instead of thinking clearly, he reacts impulsively. He rushes into battle. He ignores the risks. He stops listening to reason. And in a matter of moments, a victory that was possible becomes a devastating defeat. The tragedy is not that he lacked strength. The tragedy is that he lost control of himself. And the same thing happens in our lives every single day. Sometimes the most dangerous enemy is not standing in front of us. Sometimes it is the emotion growing inside us. People make poor investments because of greed. They damage relationships because of anger. They miss opportunities because of fear. They refuse to learn because of pride. And often they don't realize what is happening until it is too late. Think about a moment when you made a decision while angry, a moment when emotions took control. Perhaps you said something you later regretted. Perhaps you walked away from an opportunity because fear convinced you that you were not good enough. Perhaps pride stopped you from admitting not the strength to conquer others, but the strength to conquer yourself. When everyone else is panicking, the calm person sees opportunities. When everyone else is reacting emotionally, the disciplined person thinks strategically. When everyone else is controlled by fear, the courageous person moves forward with wisdom. This does not mean ignoring emotions. It means refusing to become their prisoner. Because emotions are powerful servants, but they are terrible masters. The person who learns to control anger gains clarity. The person who learns to control fear gains freedom. And the person who learns to control pride gains the ability to grow. True strength is not measured by physical power. It is measured by the ability to remain calm when life becomes chaotic, the ability to think clearly when others lose control, and the ability to make wise decisions even when emotions are pulling you in the opposite direction. Because in the end, the hardest battle is often not against another person, it is against the storm within yourself. And the person who masters that battle becomes truly unstoppable. Next, for part 4A, every battle is won before it is fought. One of the most powerful ideas in the art of war is this: the battle is won long before the battle begins. At first, this sounds impossible. How can a victory be achieved before the fight even starts? But Sun Tzu understood something that many people never realize. Success is rarely created in a single moment. It is created through hundreds of small decisions made long before the final result appears. Think about an athlete standing on the world's biggest stage. The crowd sees a few minutes of sacrifice behind that moment. The early mornings, the exhausting training sessions, the failures, the setbacks, the moments when quitting seemed easier than continuing. That is where victory was truly earned, not on the day of the competition, but in the years before it. The same is true for every dream. A successful business is built long before the first profit arrives. A great career is built long before the promotion. A strong mind is built long before life becomes difficult. The world often celebrates the outcome, but Sun Tzu teaches us to respect the preparation, because what happens before the battle determines what happens during the battle. And those who prepare carefully often make success look easy. In-part preparation creates confidence. Preparation reduces uncertainty. Preparation transforms difficult challenges into manageable tasks. The more prepared you become, the less dependent you are on luck. Many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect opportunity. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect chance. But successful people think differently. They do not wait for opportunities. They prepare for them. And when opportunities finally appear, they are ready as the greater chance of winning. The answer is obvious. Preparation does not guarantee success, but lack of preparation almost guarantees failure. That is why Sun Tzu believed that wise people prepare before they are forced to. They learn before they need knowledge. They build strength before challenges arrive. They create discipline before life tests their character, because life rarely announces its biggest opportunities in advance. Sometimes your greatest opportunity arrives unexpectedly, and when it does, there is no time to prepare. You must already be prepared. This is why every book you read matters. Every skill you develop matters. Every lesson you learn from failure matters. Every day you choose growth over excuses matters. At the time, those small actions may seem insignificant, but over months and years, they create a foundation that cannot be shaken. And one day, when everyone wonders how you became successful, they will only see the victory. They will not see the years of preparation behind it, but you will know the truth. You will know that success was never an accident. It was the result of choices made long before anyone noticed. And that is the timeless lesson Sun Tzu leaves us with. Do not wait for opportunities to arrive. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Prepare yourself so thoroughly that when opportunity finally knocks on your door, success becomes almost inevitable. Because in the end, victory belongs not to the strongest, not to the luckiest, but to the one who prepared while others were waiting. Next chapter, Adapt the Art of War. As we come to the end of this remarkable journey, take a moment to reflect on everything Sun Tzu has taught us. At first glance, The Art of War appears to be a book about battles, armies, and warfare, but in reality, it is a book about life. It is a book about making wise. Will you react with fear, or will you respond with wisdom? Will you wait for better circumstances, or will you prepare yourself for whatever comes next? Sun Tzu reminds us that true strength is not found in physical power. True strength is found in discipline, in patience, in self-control, in the ability to think clearly when everyone else is overwhelmed. Because the greatest battle you will ever fight is not against another person. It is against doubt, against fear, against distraction, against the limitations you place upon yourself. And when you learn to win that battle, something extraordinary happens. You become stronger than your circumstances. You become wiser than your problems. You become capable of achieving things you once believed were impossible. So as you move forward from this summary, remember these timeless words. Prepare before opportunity arrives. Think before you act. Learn before you lead. Master yourself before trying to master the world. Because victory is not a destination. It is a habit. A habit built through discipline, wisdom, and consistent action. And one day when others look at your success and call it luck, you will smile because you will know the truth. You will know that every victory was earned through preparation. Every achievement was earned through discipline, and every step forward was guided by wisdom. Thank you for listening to this summary of The Art of War. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep preparing, and remember, the greatest warriors are not those